Hi, hello. My name is Christian Madrid, and I am an MCJ major with a focus in film and media arts. And a few interesting fun facts about me. I have never broken a single bone in my entire life. I have a couple of tattoos, and I love movies with a passion, so much to where I have my own personal movie review Instagram where I review movies daily, new movies that come out, and also the classics. I review them all, and I've been doing that for about 2 years now, and I love it. It just helps me, get my thoughts out on movies and critically analyze it. And some advice I would share on how to be a successful learner. Dedication, you gotta, dedicate yourself to whatever you're doing to be a successful learner. Effort, you gotta put in the effort and the time. And also patience, not everything happens right away. Some things take time, to build, to be a successful learner. So you have to have that patience as well. And a film that I believe everybody should watch if you are interested in movies or if you just love good stories is a recent movie that I saw called The Fablemans, directed by Steven Spielberg. And it stars Paul Dano, Seth Rogen, Michelle Williams. And this is a terrific movie. It's basically, it's a semi-autobiography biopic on Steven Spielberg himself, how he went from a kid to wanting to interested into directing movies and how he eventually did. So this is like telling about his childhood and about the family drama and the school drama, just him growing up, and moving from Arizona to California and how that was tough on him and some of the racial discrimination he faced because he was Jewish. And it's just an amazing movie, and in a way it shows how he directs movies and how he got interested, just making small little movies with his friends on some like little cheap camera, but and just editing it, in a very old-fashioned way. And it's just amazing how back then it was much harder to make movies, and how today it is much easier to make movies. We can make movies on our phone, but back then they had to rent cameras and buy b-roll and all of that and film screens. It's just amazing, how it showed back in the 56 when he was growing up. And it's an amazing movie, and it tells an amazing story. And a scene from that movie that sticks out to me is the ending where Steven Spielberg, his character, he's trying to make it in Hollywood. He's trying to get an internship, do anything he can to get his foot in the door, and he meets his hero John Ford, who is a terrific director, classic director who directed The Searchers and many other classic westerns from the 50s. And this scene where he's talking to John Ford is played by David Lynch. How ironic that he's played by an actual famous movie director. David Lynch, terrific director. But in this scene, Steven Spielberg, a 20-year-old Spielberg, is talking with John Ford, and John Ford, he's being a jerk to him. He's like, oh, why is this kid in my office wasting my time? And then after that, after being a jerk to him, he gives him some legitimate advice, on filmmaking. How filming the horizon in the middle, it's boring. No one's going to want to watch it either. You want to film the horizon, on the top or the bottom, and, the way to frame, the camera. So then you can get people interested, and people will want to be interested in your story. And I think, Steven Spielberg really took advice, from that. It shows that his character took that advice and wanting, to do that, and that, I think that meeting pushed him even harder to want to be a director. There's that saying, never meet your heroes, but I think Steven Spielberg was honored in this movie, his character, to meet John Ford, and I think it motivated him even more to want to be a filmmaker. And this film just really resonates with me because I hope to be a filmmaker someday. And, seeing someone's story like Steven Spielberg's, really inspires me to want to be a movie director someday. And I wish more movie directors were this vulnerable to share their story on how they made it and how they got interested into making movies. Steven Spielberg is one of the few who actually made a full-on movie about his story and interest into being a movie director, and that's why it really resonates with me. And it's one of my favorite Steven Spielberg movies and one of my favorite movies that's come out in the 2020s. It's just an amazing movie. and it's well shot. You know, the cinematography looks amazing. You know, real old school. It's a great production design. You know, and the acting is incredible in this movie. And Steven Spielberg he just knows how to direct a movie, and it's amazing. Thank you.